friends, welcome back to my channel, Miss Pretty Plants. My name is Preeti and I garden here in Zone 6, and today I wanted to do part 2 of my seed sowing video for some of my annuals and some perennials that I wanted to kind of sow the seeds for. I'm going to quickly show you the seeds that I am sowing today, and then we will get started on the sowing. Before I get started, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do consider subscribing and hit the bell icon to be notified every time I post a new video. I do post often, and if you'd like to follow me along and learn a thing or two with me, please do consider subscribing. And if you found this video useful, please do hit the like button and put your comments below and let me know. It really encourages me to keep going and creating these videos. So let's get started. So the first seed that I'm going to be planting is Coleus, which is a pinto mix. So as you can see, it's a mix of all these different varieties of Coleus. Really excited about this one. The next one that I'm going to be sowing is a climbing phoenix Nasturtium. This is an heirloom variety. I found a bunch of seeds from this company, and they have a lot of heirloom seeds and a lot of interesting plants that I haven't, flowers that I didn't see before. So I'm really excited about these. So a little bit more about it. These are split petal vining nasturtiums, and they date from the 19th century, and their unique petals are shaped like little flames and stand out in a kaleidoscope of colors against ivy-shaped leaves. So they bloom non-stop and covering the foliage with both bright and pastel blooms in crimson red, rich gold, fiery orange, warm cream, and soft peach, many brushed with burnished copper at the petal base. They are edible and especially gorgeous when scattered on salads or used as edible garnishes for savory dishes. So really excited about this one and the unique flowers, and can't wait to see all these colors in one in one kind of plant. That'll be awesome. So the next one that I'm going to be sowing is Pride of Gibraltar. This is I don't know how to say this, but it's a hummingbird serenity. So these have indigo violet flowers that dangle gracefully from bronzy blue bracts above rounded leaves. So I've never seen this flower or grown this flower, so I'm really excited. So hummingbirds and hungry honeybees adore these beautiful blossoms. Serenity, featured at the Sissinghurst Castle in England, is actually a native of the Greek islands. This is a hard-to-find annual, is decidedly a favorite plant in plant lovers' circle. These unusual colored plants have indigo violet bells rimmed in white that dangle gracefully from bronzy blue bracts above rounded gray-green leaves. So lots of color and texture happening here, and they make a show-stopping color accent in the garden or as cut flowers in indoor arrangements. So really excited about this one, and it's kind of can also go in part shade, which is awesome. And they are about 2 to 2.5 feet in height, so they're quite a bit of a presence in the garden. So I'm excited to grow this for the hummingbirds and bees. So the next one is an African daisy. It's a blue disc African daisy. This is a packet I had ordered from Baker Creek Seeds, and I had shared these details with you in my previous videos. Again, really excited to see the silvery white ray flowers with steel blue eyes or centers, and again they will be up to 2 feet tall, and they are quite heat tolerant, so I'm excited about these. So the next seed that I will be sowing is a Titonia. This is I think this is a Mexican sunflower, so it's called Torchlight. So this one again is you can directly sow this one in your garden, but I'm going to probably start 5 or 10 of these indoors and then succession sow the rest outdoors. That way I have some flowers earlier. So they will get really tall. So it's good to plant these in the back of the borders, and they are long flowering, large blooms. They are loved by bees, and I love the color orange. So this is beautiful. So the next one I'll be sowing is a double sunset Gallardia. So this one is basically, I think you can direct sow it. This will also self sow. So I'm excited about these, and I really love the colors. These sunset orangey red warm colors. I really love these colors in the garden. They really pop, and I love how they look. So the next one I'm going to be sowing is a Cyrus blue sage. So this one also looks really beautiful. I love how this looks. It's a tender perennial. It's a native from Mexico to Texas. Stunning blue flower spikes will welcome hummingbirds, honeybees, and butterflies to your garden. So these are not too tall. They're compact plants, about 12 to 16 inches. So they can go in the front of your border if this is what you want to plant. So the next one, I have a few sunflowers actually that I found at the same company, Renee's Garden. So this is a border sunflower called Sundancer. So this one is it basically grows quickly and blooms early. Vigorous multi-branching plants are quickly covered with masses of cheerful color flower faces whose perfectly formed deep golden orange petals are arranged evenly around rich chocolate colored center discs. Sundancer flowers so heavily that you can grow the 4 to 6 foot plants as a stunning blooming border or a hedge, and also enjoy armfuls as lovely cut flowers for bouquets and arrangements. I like the sunflowers that branch out and produce multiple blooms, so that's what really attracted me to this variety. And the other variety that they had was this one. This is called Van Gogh. Look at how pretty this is. It has a beautiful green kind of center. It's gorgeous, this one. So it's named for the famous Dutch artist. This handsome variety offers classic colors of the Van Gogh flower portraits. They unfurl the flower faces, have bright yellow ray petals, and center discs of rich gold surrounding a green center. As flowers mature, the discs turn a dark chocolate color. These vigorous plants bloom very early on strong single stems and make a gorgeous display. Van Gogh is pollen-free, so cut flowers will have a longer vase life. So again, this is a really good flower if you have allergies to pollen. So awesome. I love how pretty this is. And the third variety of sunflower that I got was Sun Samba. Look at the colors on this one. So cheerful dancing flowers in warm sunny shades on strong branching stalks. So again, this is a color blend of joyous colors and forms, and you'll have strong branching stalks with free flowering big blooms in a full array, including ringed and bicolored faces and fully double flowers. The shades include sunny yellow, deep gold, lemon mahogany, bronze, and golden orange, with many variations. I love that. I love seeing the different variations on a flower. And Sun Samba provides endless, striking, beautiful bouquets and glorious summer display that turn heads in the garden. So lovely. I love it. And again, this will get up to 7 feet. So plant it where you can let it grow that tall. And then the last seed that I will be sowing is the Heirloom Bells of Ireland. This is an antique apple green. I've never grown Bells of Ireland, so I'm excited. So it's an endearing old-fashioned favorite that has graced cottage gardens for generations. The tall candle-like spires are densely cloaked in apple green shell-shaped bracts, each surrounding a tiny white center florets. The intricate form and warm, dramatic color in the garden is strikingly beautiful. The long blooming flowers have a grassy meadow-sweet scent and are easy to air dry for year-round lasting arrangements. So you can use that as dried flowers. And again, they have a great size to them. They will get up to 3 feet tall. So really excited about this as well. So yeah, so these are all the annuals that I will be planting this year, and I will follow the same process of, I've created all my labels. I'll follow the same process of sowing them in these trays in the rows, and I'm going to actually start doing that, and I will show you when I'm all done. If you want step-by-step instruction of all the prep that I did to get to this point, you can watch my part 1 video where I sowed a lot of vegetable seeds in my last video, and you can watch that video. And I will get this in these trays, and I will show you when I'm all done. And yeah, excited to plant them. And the bigger seeds like the sunflowers, I will be only putting 1 per cell, and the smaller seeds I will be putting 2 per cell. And that's just the general rule that I've been using to plant these, just so that I can get them to, at least 1 to germinate, because it's really hard to see the small seeds, and it's almost like I think it would be really hard to even plant 1 per cell. But it's good if you can drop 2 or 3 in there. If they're really tiny, that's okay too, and you can thin out the seedlings when they start growing. So that's it. I'm going to get these in these trays, and I will show you when I'm all done and what this looks like. Really excited to plant these beautiful varieties. So this is what the nasturtium seeds look like. They are fairly large, and the packet says to put 2 per cell, so that's what I'm going to do. A lot of people like to soak them or kind of scratch them a little bit before they sow, and you can try that. I'm actually going to soak them as is and see what happens. I'm starting them quite a bit early, so I'm hoping that they will germinate. So yeah, I'm going to be using these seeds and putting 2 of these in each cell, and I'll quickly show you what I'm doing. So this is what I'm going to be doing, and gently like press it down, and just cover them lightly with soil, and I will water this when I'm done. So just want to show you what I was doing. So just 2 per cell. And you could even let them grow if the seedlings are both looking very strong. You can kind of let it grow in the cell as well together, because these trays are fairly large. They're not like very tiny, and they have a good depth to them as well. So I could potentially, if they both germinate, leave them and transplant them once they are a little bit bigger. So yeah, that's all I'm doing, and I'm going to continue doing that. And what I'm going to also do is label the row, because I'm keeping it simple, and I'm using a row per each variety, and I'm just going to label it, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to continue finishing the rest, and I'll show you when I'm all done. So I've planted a bunch of these already. Most of the flowers are planted in these trees. I have Nasturtium here, the climbing phoenix. I have Pride of Gibraltar here. I have the African blue disc daisy here, and I kind of created another row with it as well. And then I have a couple of rows of the Gallardia double sunset. I have 2 rows of bells of Ireland, and I have 2 rows for the Titonia torchlight. So that's it. I'm all done with it. I did add a bit of water on top because the soil had already dried out. This is a seed starting mix that I am using, and I'm going to actually top these with vermiculite so that it kind of keeps the top layer, reduces the occurrence of mold, and it'll also keep these seeds moist as well and ensure that they germinate. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to top it with vermiculite, and then I'm going to move on to my next tray. So the only ones that I have remaining is the sage and the Coleus, and then the sunflower. So I think with that, I'm just going to cover up that, fill up that tray. Probably do like a few rows of Coleus and sage, and then 1 row each for each of the sunflower varieties that I showed you. So that's what I'm going to do. And once I'm done, I will show you when that tray is all done as well. So that's it. Those are the steps that I'm taking to kind of plant these seeds, and just put a thin layer of it. You don't have to put too much, just a thin layer on top, and just spread it out. I've already watered it, so I don't think I need to add more water to this on top. There is enough moisture and water in this tray already. So I'm going to now move on to the next next tray and finish planting the rest of the seed. So that's it. I'm all done planting the second tray. I did the first 3 rows of the sunflower. So this is the Sun Dancer, this is the Van Gogh, this is the Sun Samba. And then I do 2 rows of the blue sage and then 2 rows of the Coleus. I thought I would have a lot more Coleus seeds in there, but they were really tiny, really hard to manage. So I managed to fill a couple of rows only of the Coleus. We'll see. And then I did 3 rows of Gallardia torchlight. So I had some of these seeds, so I kind of planted a few of these as well. So yeah, that's it. I am going to do the same with this one. I'm going to water it and put some vermiculite, and I will be putting it in my little greenhouse setup here, and that's everything. So thank you so much for joining me today and coming along with me as I plant some of these flower seeds. Really excited. Thank you again for watching, and I hope everyone has a fabulous day.